monthly love and relationship reading for the month of May 2026, or whenever you see this. Being a victim, you feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. All right, let's get some context on what this means for you, Taurus. I hope you're doing well. This Taurus Venus here. So if you're a Taurus sun sign, you don't know what your Venus sign is, go check your chart. All right. And then your person in the situation. Oh, and the issue at hand. Five of Swords. Okay. So you in the situation, you're coming out as a King of Cups. So this is someone that is emotionally self-assured and has their own love, self-love. A little restless here with the Four of Swords alongside, but definitely capable, more than capable of loving yourself, of protecting your heart, have a lot of emotional wisdom and emotional literacy. Person over here kind of got a chaotic mess. We're getting the Hierophant, so this could be a marriage or a long-term relationship, or they could be a traditional type person. I'm seeing the Four of Wands around them, so this is like someone that's a homebody, or there's someone that lives with you. Eight of Wands reverse, it could be someone that you knew from your hometown and now you're not in communication with anymore, or maybe communication has slowed down. Either way, they're very predictable, very traditional here. Again, Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So there is an issue with give and take around potentially a child, or about positive messaging and positive communication, or about pets or other young people around. Who's giving, who's taking, whatever, right? And like, it's over here on their side. It's not at the center of the relationship. So this is something that they're concerned with. They're worried about, whatever, right? Okay, so then what's the issue at the center of the relationship is might is right. We're going to, the issue is that you both want to be right no matter what. And you're willing to die on the hill. And both of you think you're smarter than the other. Okay, I'm just going to keep it fucking real. I'm just going to keep it real because, yeah, that's what's coming up. So, Page of Wands, what are you communicating with each other? Seven of Swords reverse and Temperance. Oh, I don't have a strategy. You know, you're each saying like, I don't have a strategy. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to find balance. I'm trying to purify and perfect the situation. But both of you are hurt and are focusing on the negative. You're both doing it. That came out. That's not even something I normally ask. It just came out. You need to know. All right. So this is not going to be pretty. I'm telling you right now. If you thought that I was about to come here and tell you some beautiful story about your relationship, you got the wrong bitch. But we can find solutions for you. That's the only way that this has happened. So, hey, here we go. All right. What do you want out of the relationship, my dear? You want to communicate. You want to say your piece. You want to get your word in and get your last word. Full reverse. You want to take shit seriously. You want to be serious. You want to be so for real. Judgment reversed. Not trying to hear nothing. Three of Swords. You feel alienated. Heart's been broken. Third party situation, potentially. Or just something has come. It just really feels more like something's come between you. Yeah. Ow. My tooth hurts, man. Oh. Something's come between you and it's really crystallized into now there's a separation, there's a brokenheartedness, you're not of one mind, you're now in competition and argumentation, and you know, you're over here like, look, I'm busting my ass, I'm working really hard, or I never get a chance to rest. But I love myself. And your person's over here like, you know, I'm not willing to really change my ways. I'm, you know, still going to stay as stubborn as they come and be very traditionalist and think I also know it all. But at the same time, there's this giving a lot to a child or to a pet or to a young person or feeding something emotionally young, right? Like we talked about. So I think both of you kind of have some kind of ground to stand on. If I'm going to play like, you know, the therapist or something in this situation, But ultimately, you're not trying to hear anything. You're just trying to get your last word, and you need to know that right now. All right. Two of Wands is coming out for them as to what they want. Two of Wands reverse. They don't want to make future plans. They don't want to move forward with a plan. That's it. Four of Pentacles reverse. They're like, it would cause them to let go of too much that they care about. This is showing them being very focused on something that's material that they worked really hard for. So, okay. This could look like a lot of different things. But it's something that they busted their ass for. It's like a toy or like it's an object. It's a thing. It's like their house or their car, their ATV, I want to say, like their four-wheeler, like I worked hard for my hog. That's my hog and you're making me give up my hog. Like something. They're very like hyper focused in on this and like they don't want to make any plans to give this shit up at all. They work too hard for it. The Hermit. They're willing to isolate the fuck out of themselves over this shit. What the hell? What the fuck is going on? Okay. All right. So, what are your fears in the relationship right now? Where's Venus? Six of Cups. Oh, you don't want to share your shit either. Strength reversed and the Star. You're afraid that the you don't have the patience to see the light at the end of the tunnel for this. You're afraid that things will turn out unfairly for you with Justice reversed at the base. You're afraid to show vulnerability and unconditional love because a lot has happened. And yeah, you're afraid that the only way to get to a place of hope and healing is to let go of what you want. And just let them get 100% win. Just 100% win. Whatever they are asking for, they get all of it. That's what you're afraid of. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. What is your person afraid of? Ten of Cups reversed. They're afraid of breaking up the family. Seven of Swords reversed. Not having a good strategy or plan. Not being able to figure the shit out. The world ending it all. Ace of Cups. Having to start over emotionally. King of Pentacles. There could be a father figure in their life that they do not want to go the same route that this father figure went down, where the family broke up because they weren't able to come to a compromise, and maybe even that things kind of revolved around money or material assets. That's interesting that they're saying that because right here we saw that they're really attached to whatever this thing is and they're gonna fucking draw their line in the sand with you over it and shit. And yet they're afraid that, like, I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir over here. You probably already know all this, but they're afraid that they're gonna end up like this person by putting money and materials over family and emotions. Lots of emotions cards here. Ten of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups, like, oh my goodness. Okay. So, how do you see them right now? Five of Cups, just depressed, despondent, also hyper focused on the negative, hyper focused on your negatives. I don't want to pull all that right now, but there's kind of a whole story behind that, I'm sure you know. Five of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. You kind of see them as like being injured, still wanting to put an emotional heart on the table, or send you emotional positive messaging. That could be what this is like, here's my offer, like, I still love you. Let's still work this out, whatever. At the moon at the base of the deck. There's just a lot of uncertainty here. I think you don't really know how to see them or perceive them at this time. They're showing a side of themselves that you're not too clear on what their real motivations are, or why they're doing this, because I don't know. It just seemed like with their traditional values, why are they going to stand their ground on something that seems so frivolous and foolish, right? And they're giving you mixed messaging too. I mean, Knight of Cups and Five of Cups together as like the way that you see them, that's telling me that like 1 second they're focused on the negative, or they're really mopey, sad, depressed, whatever. And the next moment they're like, I love you, Taurus Venus. Let's go to a movie together. I'm going to take you out to dinner. Like, like they're just kind of all over the place, which is weird because otherwise they're traditionally steady and, a strong teacher and leader. And then, thoughts are, I don't even know. There's scatteredness that is not normal for them here. Okay. So how do they see you right now? Seven of Wands reversed. You don't have the high ground. They see you as not having any ground to stand on with this argument or with this thing. That's why they want to press their advantage. Devil reversed. Scapegoat. Temperance. They see that you're more than willing to find a way to heal the divide and work towards the compromise, right? But with the Devil reversed, I think that they want you to make the compromise. Most of the compromise, I think they think you should, because you don't really have the ground to stand on. They think that you're worried over nothing with the Nine of Swords. Needlessly worried. Why is that? Emperor, they've got it under control. Queen of Pentacles, we've got plenty of money. We'll always make more money. Hangman reversed, we don't need to sacrifice anything. No good to sacrifice anything. And then the King of Wands reversed here at the base, though. I think that they've kind of decided that they're the authority here. I mean, fucking Hierophant, man. They definitely think they're an authority of what's right and wrong and what's true and not true, especially. And, they think they've got this whole shit figured out. So how can you support them right now to move through this? I want to get more clear on what I want to ask. To move through this, what is the best case scenario option for you from your guides and loved ones? What would they offer as a plan of action for you? Not that Nine of Cups reversed. Okay. Get real. Stop idealizing what's going on. This is also letting go of a fantasy, a dream, or an idealization. You got to humble yourself. King of Wands reversed. Justice reversed. You're dealing with someone that is going to be inherently unfair. Don't expect to hear what you think you deserve to hear from them. I'm not here to tell you that this person is a bad guy or a woman or, whatever, but they are just a little bit more stubborn than you are about this. Like, they're willing to self-sabotage about this, whatever it is. And, I think, okay, Ace of Wands reverse. I don't think that, you don't have the liberated action here. So it even goes right back to being a victim. You feel helpless to change, but you can change whenever you want. Like, if you relinquish this matter, whatever this is, And this is for entertainment purposes only. Like if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't want to do this, I'm like, don't do it. Okay. I have my own life. I'm going to go off and do my own shit. Like whatever. This is your life to live. You decide what to do. I'm doing my best to read, but there's no guarantee that this is truthful, factual, or anything like that. Good luck. In your corner. Okay. Having said all of that, you got to face the reality and humble yourself that this is a fight that's not worth fighting. They're going to fight it longer and harder than you. They will self-destruct everything that you actually want. It's not really worth it. No, it's not going to be fair. You're not going to get what your expectations are not going to be met. Yeah, that ultimately it's not worth fighting. Okay, so on their part, what's the outcome if Taurus Venus just lets this issue go? What is their person going to do? Seven of Pentacles reverse. They're also going to abdicate that it's not really worth it. Oh, I wondered if it was going to be something like this. King of Pentacles, because they don't want to fucking go down that path. Page of Swords reversed. They're going to recognize that they haven't been learning and they haven't been listening. You're going to show them through, okay, this is what it is. You're going to show them through your like example. Instead of this constant butting heads and the war of the wills, you'll bend and show them through your example that you actually, it's not just speech and talk and blah, 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 but you actually care about this relationship more than this petty issue. Even though it's not that petty, it does mean a lot to you, and it is quite unfair for you to let this go and let them win. Yet you're willing to do it for the greater good. And by you doing this authentically, honestly, and full in, that will be enough for them to be unlocked from the engagement in this tug of war energy. And then they will turn to be inspired and turn to look within and say, I do not want to turn like this person, this father figure person, the King of Pentacles that came up before, that put a focus on money and finances and material things and let their family fall apart. I do not want to go to this. I not learned anything? It is not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. The money, the object, the car, or the fucking Harley, or whatever the fuck they're so attached to, it's not worth it for them. And so, yeah, I think that this is going to be it. It's so paradoxical how this can happen, but I've seen this in my own relationship where it's like you think that if you give this up, that like you're letting them win, and you're really, as a King of Cups, I get it. Like you love yourself. Like, you're not one to just say, I don't have value, I don't have worth. No, you're gonna fight for yourself here, and that's wonderful. But like, you'll love yourself even if you lose a small battle too. It's like it's worth a try. It's worth a try. I think it'll actually go a long way towards a new breakthrough with this person, even though it seems like a paradox, right? So, what are you learning about through this whole situation? The Hermit, you're learning about yourself. You're learning about your own guiding light, your own principles, and also a part of your darkness and your shadow. Ace of Pentacles, what's of true value to you? The Emperor, that you can be your own leader, that you can rely on your own sovereignty, that you can get yourself out of any difficult situation, no matter how long it might take. It's one step at a time. You're learning a lot about your own liberty here. And it all goes back to this, being a victim. You feel like, okay, I'm stuck. This is my person. I've already committed to them. They're not buffing. They're not bluffing. They're not backing down. And this had you feeling like a victim. This is by you letting this go and saying, I still love myself. I know what is of true value. I can let you have this one, even though it isn't fair. I can acknowledge it's not fair and still let it happen because I refuse to be a victim. And this is what liberty I have in the situation. You do have this liberty. And this is what you're learning about. How about them? What are they learning about right now? Empress reversed. And what else? Knight of Wands reversed. Trying to control everything and hold too tightly has really diminished a lot of the passion and purpose and even the sex and the sexual and passionate connection between you two, as well as the drive to move forward. They're mastering something. What are they mastering here? Queen of Swords. That they can have their own truth, yet still see the logic and reason in others' perspectives. So it's very much along the lines of what you're going through as well. But while you're saying that you will always have your own autonomy no matter what, and you're learning about what's of true value, they're learning that they've taken too much control and tried too hard to micromanage and control every little thing, and that it drains the vitality out of the marriage, the relationship, the connection. And it pushes you away and causes a lot of mental and emotional instability. And they have a responsibility to you to protect that and preserve that. Wow. What are you releasing right now? In terms of the relationship, what are you going to release, or what would be in your best interest to release? Nine of Swords, a desire to help others. Ace of Wands reversed, feeling disempowered. Queen of Wands reversed. It's like a performative, false ego, led by insecurity. You know, it's like you don't have to rush in and make it all happen. That's one thing. But it's also saying, like, it is okay to step aside and let other egos play around in the playground and just see what happens. Love yourself regardless. This is a new form of that love that's not just I deserve better, but also I made the right choices. I made good choices. I did the best I could every step of the way. What are they releasing for their best interest? Two of Cups reversed, Seven of Cups. They're releasing putting the whole fucking relationship on the line for the promise of an idealization, a dream, a fantasy, or the idea of such. The self-sabotage. This is it's a lot bigger for them than it is for you. It is big for you too. But I just want to say, like, if you're able to just do this, it won't feel like much once you do it. It's just maybe something that kind of escaped your perception or what you thought was possible, or even like, you know, you didn't even think of it as being like a game plan. I just saw 2325. And yeah, so if you adopt this new game plan, it will feel like, oh shit, I should have done this a while ago. You know, it's gonna be easy. But for them, it's gonna boom, like it's gonna be like mind fucking blown levels of transformation and like wake up call to seeing themselves from a more clear perspective of, you know, what have I been doing? I've been making this huge fuss about this one little thing, and I almost fumbled Taurus Venus. Like, fucking wow. So yeah. Okay. Good deal. Let's get a I just want to know, like, what is this thing that they're so attached to? What is this thing that they're so attached to? Some shit fell, and I don't know. We don't need to look at that. This is kind of a dark deck, so I'm gonna like interpret it to be something probably more wholesome because it's the true crime deck. Okay, it's coming out again. Assassination tunnel, legal proceedings, meeting. All right, give me a second. Give me a second, you guys. I'll figure this out because obviously we're not talking about the fucking Illuminati here. We're talking about an everyday relationship. It could be gaming. I want to say it's like online gaming or something like that. um, or like either that or like it's something to do with the Harley thing, like I said, or like you're afraid that they're gonna freaking crash and die in a tunnel like Princess Diana. They got this fast car. Maybe they're going to like these car meets, or there's some kind of group that they're involved with that they get together with, but it's like a dangerous hobby. Whatever. Okay. I don't even know why I wanted to do that. So, if their higher self could speak to you right now from the depths of their subconscious, so this may not be pretty, but we're going to get the truth here. I wish I could share my good news with you. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I want you at the base. Okay. So they really wanted to share in this thing they're obsessed with you. And I think that they're kind of a little upset that you don't like it as much as they do. Even if they didn't really want to share in it, it would have been nice if you were into it the way they are. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I think that they are kind of in a place right now where they are doubting their own purpose and place in your life, because they know that this has really come between you and caused a lot of heartbreak. Okay. Give me a second. I just got something that was like, pay attention. Pay attention. All right. What's going on between Taurus, Venus, and their person? A clarifying love situations card. Flip it. Growth guidance. Nurture your roots to fuel progress and rise beyond your dreams. So I think it's just one of those many rises and falls in a longer term relationship, where to get through this, you're looking back towards what you've been through and what the foundation is of why you came together, and why that's worth fighting for, but also why that's worth letting go and taking the L, being willing to lose, being willing to face something that is actually unfair. I think it is unfair for you, and I'm sorry, but you're stronger than one little loss. You just have, I just don't think you really had the faith or like the awareness to see that there was an option out of this. I have faith in you. I do. Find ways to lighten up and not take everything so seriously. When you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. Just as a little tip from your angels. But yeah, not take everything so seriously. Whatever this thing is, I know it feels like a really big deal, but as soon as you let it go, you'll see the situation transform in a really positive way. And yeah, that's what I got for you, Taurus Venus. If you like that, please like and subscribe. I've got rising sign readings also just for personal growth every single month. And then I just started a new channel where I'm doing investigations on different mysteries and news stories and blah, blah, blah. It was actually a lot of fun to do one of those. So I'm excited to do more. And take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.